got delayed another day. I went to sand yesterday, which was Sunday, and I have 4 batteries for my battery-powered sander, and all 4 batteries were flat, so I had to take a good part of the day to recharge them. Did get started this morning, and I'll show you a little bit more about this. This is just messy, messy, messy. Along with everything else, I'm wearing a mask, a dust mask, to try to keep the dust down, and a hat, gloves, and it's still, I'll show you. This is just from doing that first panel. Look at how much dust there is here and on the floor. It's very thick. If you can avoid, as you're putting the deck on, if you can avoid getting as much running as I've gotten here, it'll save you a lot of time and a lot of work in the sanding, because it's taking me quite a while to get this down. You can see where, I mean, this is what it looks like before, and you know, this is what it looks like after, but it takes a while to get that down. You know, make that shear line piece disappear and get those drips so that they're gone, so that when I do the final finish, it's not going to show. So that's where I am this morning. It's I haven't made much progress, but everything's charged up, and I'm going to keep at it all day. I guess this falls in the too soon old and too late smart category. I finished the one side of the boat. I've turned it around 180 degrees so that I can do the other side on this side of the garage. Sanding the drips off of the other side took forever. It took me over an hour just to do the one plank with all the drips on it. So after I cleaned up a little bit, I got the bright idea that I have this cabinet scraper, which is intended to get those high spots off. So I've started using the cabinet scraper on the side of the boat. It's taking a lot of the stuff off that I won't have to sand off, so it should be a lot quicker to finish this side than it was the other. The cabinet scraper works like this. You put it at an angle and you draw it along like so, or like so, and you can see that there's been a lot of stuff removed here. So this should shorten the time that it's going to take me to sand this down. But again, if in applying your epoxy, you can keep it from running like this, or put it on in a thinner layer, maybe do a second layer, it'll save you time when you get to this stage. Well, the boat is completely sanded. I finished it this afternoon. The deck took a lot less time than the hull, but of course there's probably half the surface area on the deck that there is on the hull. Also, there weren't as many dribbles and runs and everything on the deck. So it came together pretty nicely. All the people at Pinguino asked them, you know, if when I went over the boat with a damp cloth, if that was the look I was going to get when I put the finish on it. You know, were the things that I could see before I wiped it with the damp cloth going to disappear the way they did when I did wipe it with the damp cloth? And they said yes. If it disappeared with the damp cloth, then it's not going to be seen. And if it doesn't, it will be seen. So I've got a couple of problems which I'm wondering about here. I got several places like this where in order to get this smooth. I had to sand it quite a lot, and then that opened up some of the spaces in the weave, and then that filled with dust, and I can't get it out. I've got several places along here where that's the case. So I can take a needle and try to get all those little things out, which would probably make me crazy, or I can do what I had been hoping to do, and that is to put a tape along the shear line. I have a black tape that's going to be a keel strip, so if I could find a similar tape, although in a 1-inch size, that would be what I'd like to put on the shear line. And that, if you haven't seen that, what it looks like, boats each have a black tape along the shear line, and it accents the shear line, which on Pinguino is quite lovely. So that's where we are. I've got a friend who's going to help me with the finish. I'm going to roll it on. He's going to brush it to get any of the bubbles and things out, because the material that I'm using, the water reducible polyurethane, dries very, very quickly. Matter of fact, I can't go more than 45 minutes between coats or I have to sand again. So that'll be coming up in a couple of days when he has time to do that. So that's it for now. We're again on hold for a couple of days, and we're in the home